Hello, hello. We are in with some difficulties. We have started off our set 1-0 in favor of VanirQuick. We're about to wrap up this game. I am your caster Derwin, combined with the powers of Edgar the Ruiner. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's a crazy link-up that's happening today and a crazy link-up onto Jams. All those stickies going to connect. We see an instant flux come out from Crew. Dystopia down in this one, so they need to try and come back. It's going to be a good way to start it, and Elias does win the duel on the side with Javi. But Dystopia, they've barely been able to recover themselves. Yes, we do apologize for getting into things a little bit in the middle of the action, but hopefully Dystopia can make something work here. They're going to have a Kitsune Rush to work with. It should be able to shut down Zoro's Deadeye, or perhaps Zoro can even use the Deadeye to try and zone off the Kitsune Rush. Has yet to be seen, provided it doesn't go down to an icicle headshot before the fight even begins.
Yes, sir. This is a very good, quick turnaround for Dystopia. We got the Kitsune coming out from Alfie here
Nice
for Team
wall.
Dystopia. The Deadeye comes out as well, zoning it off best we can. The wall coming out shuts it down, and Jams gets the pick on his Zoro. Excellent start for this fight for Team Dystopia here. Can VanirQuick recover from this? No, it looks like we're just going to back off. Excellently well played from Team Dystopia here.
Zoro will make an adaptation, utilize the Deadeye, not the strongest ult in the game. It's going to go to the Sojourn to have a little bit more range, try and poke down Dystopia members, which is going to work. Crew needs to be very careful of going too far forward here. Is hit with that Mizuki chain. We see a dupe onto Elias, who's going to try and get a diff as Zoro opens fight with a beautiful pick onto Javi.
Good little window dance there. I don't know if you saw that. There was just no rock to come out of from Elias, but Zoro getting the double kill might be able to turn this around for Team VanirQuick. Absolutely well placed railgun shot there, and we're getting the third pick onto Jamal as well, and we retake the point for Team VanirQuick. Excellently well played from this team. And Jaffy, oh no, the stagger. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, we're being forced to use a blizzard in our own spawn room, and we use the Kekai Sanctuary to get rid of it from the game. And Dystopia aren't going to be able to get themselves over to the point. VanirQuick, if the last of that second round was anything to go by, and just looking at these, our first round was quite dominant as well. We should have an opportunity to see a little more throughout the rest of the game, but VanirQuick going to be going 1-0 up in this series. First bans that came out were Malga and Shion, so we can obviously make some judgments as to how those are going to go later on into the game. But yeah, welcome everyone. There's Derwin, a cat in a bag, and then me, Egda, a real human person. It's crazy how things work out like that. But no, just giving a quick rundown of these teams in case you're not familiar. Of course, we are on the VanirQuick channel, so maybe we have a little bit of favoritism or something along those lines. But VanirQuick, they have done quite well for themselves. They're currently fifth, currently 2-1, looking to extend that to a 3-1 record, put themselves firmly within the top four, get them into a nice sort of qualifying bracket. In terms of their roster, they have some very recognizable names. Players like Zoro, Centralapan, Tomex, Kale. They are some fantastic players. Whereas Team Dystopia, there's not much in terms of notability on their team. They were a team that qualified from Expert Division, and so far they've not done too bad for themselves. They are 2-2, but if you look sort of at their strength of schedule so far, it seems to have been reasonably straightforward for them. They've been able to get wins over Gas Tier 3 and then a forfeit victory over here for Views, while they've not been able to beat Dreamlight, and they've not been able to beat the good guys either. So we're seeing exactly where they fit into the mold of things, but if you're a gambling man, the money's got to go on VanirQuick here, right?
Oh, I love gambling. Listen, that's
We know
my
you do.
whole shtick in gambling. So I'm just saying, VanirQuick playing excellently from what we saw in that last little bit there, and quite the secured win from them. Definitely looking forward to game 2 here. Shion and Malga being available, I believe, will be available to the next round. It'll be very interesting to see what is going to be happening on this next map here.
Yeah, obviously, the team's going to have the opportunity to pick the map now. VanirQuick winning that first map means that Dystopia are going to be able to take their selection. Of course, Oasis didn't work out for them, but in terms of making assumptions, Oasis is quite a general map. You have a lot of options to play with. What I can sort of indicate from at least the pick and bans, Dystopia do not want to play against a Malga. Of course, what that means necessarily for them is going to be up in the air. We go to Circuit, so we go to a very unique map, very different one. It's going to require a different skill set from these players. Dystopia banning out a Juno here sort of suggests that they don't want to deal with any brawl shenanigans, the use of the speed ring to try and force a Ramatra or Reinhardt or anything like that. And the Bastion ban from VanirQuick on the other side. It's an intriguing one. Bastion, of course, always recently has a spot within regular gameplay. It's all very dependent on the composition and the map that you're on, but Bastion not going to be a bad pick as of late. In the meantime, Dystopia look like they want to gear up on something a bit poke-heavy with the Sigma and the Alari. VanirQuick, similar style. Elias on the Pharah is a curious choice. I wonder how long Elias is going to want to play this against Jams' Emery.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like an interesting pick. Keep in mind that there's a lot of little weird angles that Elias can play from here, so it might work out in the long run. Oh, and we get a very quick pick on Zoro there. That is not great from Vanir, especially from this first point here. A long corridor that they definitely want to play around. Jams looks like he's on the ball, though.
You just have such overwhelming damage on Emery that you're going to be able to eventually get a pick like that, right? We see teams continuing to press forward a little bit. Jams, if Jams is able to just keep playing the game freely, then VanirQuick going to have a horrible time.
And Javi goes down from Central Apan. This might be a very good turnaround for Team Vanir here. Zoro whipping out the bike, trying to get a lot of damage onto Evil Toaster, and I don't think he's going to get the pick yet, getting healed up. This bridge is very, very tough to play around, so, I mean, I don't know. I think this is going to be whoever gets the pick first. Elias does seem to be making this far work out, especially into a team comp like this, and Kale goes down. Going to have to give off a little bit of space here to Team Dystopia. The Blizzard comes out, as well as both of the Kitsune rushes. But no one's falling. Everyone's very, very, very healthy here. Lots of damage coming out onto Central Apan. Central Apan goes down, as well as Zoro. I think this first point is going to go towards Team Dystopia.
Yeah, a bit of a difference there, but the opening pick onto Kale was everything. Your Alari is such a backbone in this team composition, not just for the pylon and the raw healing output that can provide, allowing you to really entrench yourself in a position, but the damage as well. You do effectively have a third DPS on your team, stopping Dystopia from going forward. The moment you remove that from the equation, then it's going to be a tough time. We see an early pop to an anime wizard sky battle right now. It seems like Kale's able to get the better of it with the Captive Son.
Wow, turns out that the Captive Son is just as strong as the Emre Protocol. Unbelievable. Elias with the double kill. Central Apan also finding the double kill. It seems to not matter because the turnaround. Unbelievably well played for Team Vanir.
And Team Vanir, I like this. They're playing aggro, and I think with their comp, they sort of want to do that. They want to pile on the pressure, try and utilize Elias's poke and then Zoro's ability to take angles and deal consistent damage wherever possible. Evil Toaster has the Blizzard. Right? This doesn't get eaten up like it did in the last map. That gets some nice value here.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Blizzard's coming out. We see it come down. Captive Son also coming out as well here. Central Apan and Tomex have both fallen. We're seeing the barrage come out as well. I think it's just too much for Team Vanir to deal with. It's just so difficult to deal with all of that damage coming out. And Team Dystopia does have the Kitsune Rush available to them. That is going to be rough.
Yeah, it really will be. Dystopia have a solid amount of momentum to deal with. Of course, Tomex will be able to get to a Kitsune Rush of his own sooner rather than later, so they're going to be mirrored. But Central opened the fight beautifully.
Oh, but Alfie falls! Not looking good. Tro falls as well as Evil Toaster, and Vanir are just going to be just as quick to turn around this fight in their favor. Unbelievable.
I'm not sure if that's necessarily an issue from Dystopia. It seems like they went in aggro with their Kitsune rush. They might not have accounted for the fact that VanirQuick can just fire one right back. And when you can feel invincible within that rush, but the moment that the enemy gets their own, they start firing back at you. I mean, Alfie's health bar just vanished, and Tomex doing some fantastic work on the Kiri can delay things even further with a cheeky little pick from downtown onto Evil Toaster. Elias still searching for more, and we get the execution onto Jams. This is what we expected to see from VanirQuick, just raw, overwhelming presence in the enemy's own spawn.
Yes, sir. See, these changes that came with Pharah for like quite a few seasons ago were definitely favorable for them. I mean, they don't have to sit in the air the entire time just to get all of this burst damage in their favor. And you're seeing it come out here, and we're getting big damage on the Team Dystopia here, and it's just pressuring them back anytime they try and make this sort of advance. We're seeing Team Jams, though, not having it. We're getting the anime fight just again. Who's winning this? Who wins? Oh, it looks like no one's gonna fall for this. Unbelievable.
But I think a trade like that works out for VanirQuick. I think the Override Protocol has more carry potential than a Captive Sun does. So if you use your Captive Sun to deny the Override Protocol, that's some damage. Beautiful stun out of the ultimate.
Execution coming out here on the Javi. The bike flies out. It just barely whiffs on Jams. And yeah, right on the money. It turns out that when a DPS pops a roll and you only burn a Captive Sun for it, it's just as it's a little more painful to burn that. Just very well played. Zoro taking these really good off angles, I must say. He's finding these little picks onto the backline of Team Dystopia here, and it's just working out in their favor. It's pressuring them just enough so they can never take space. The Blizzard coming out, or sorry, the Kitsune Rush coming out from Alfie here. Tomex responding with his own. The Gravitational Flux coming out, but the Rock hits him! Uh-oh. Captive Sun comes out as well.
Javi. Yeah, in the
Jams
sky,
falls.
trying to utilize the Captive Sun. It's good work coming out, and Elias able to clean things up. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is a little bit of a disaster situation for Dystopia. They've bashed their head against the wall so many times, and they're going to stagger out the May as well. One of the more survivable characters wanting to actively go back to the spawn room. Not something you see very often.
Yes, sir. Evil Toaster does have the Blizzard in line, but they did burn a lot of their resources. I don't think it's going to be enough. The stagger might come into play here because Evil Toaster's just coming out, and down falls Jams as well as Javi trying to touch the point. He's not going to get it. Blizzard coming out as well, and it just doesn't matter. Elias finishing off round one here with a triple kill. Huh.
Elias has been absurd on the fire. Remember, that was the pick that we were questioning. We were thinking, this is such a hit scan dominated map. You have the... You have, obviously, the Alari threat along with the Emre threat. So many things that can realistically deny you from getting the value that you want, but it ultimately didn't matter. Also, note another sort of small adjustment that you could make against Zafara, some kind of Cap Bastion setup, dominate the skies and just sort of out-DPS them whenever they try and go up there. But remember, VanirQuick banned out the Bastion earlier. That is some forward thinking from them, allowed Elias to put in a ton of work. And just looking at the counters, looking at the elims, it was an Elias and Centralpan domination of that half. And so now Dystopia, they're going to be going over to the Zen here, which is it's sort of an all or nothing. It's a very all or nothing sort of pick, right? Either you're going to be hitting so many shots and landing perfect discords and shredding the enemy, or you're just going to fall over like a wet paper towel. What exactly is Javi planning on doing today? It has yet to be seen.
I mean, I will say the Discord orb hitting anyone is just a recipe to just have your health bar absolutely evaporated. So the plan might be get Elias out of the sky. We're seeing this pressure from him. He's not even securing that many limbs, which he is, but the pressure coming out from the Pharah pick is just enough to force Team Dystopia back off just a little bit, and it's just favorable for Team Vanir. It lets Zoro kind of run around free, get these off angles, and I think we're going to see it all over again. Elias pressuring out this backline here, and it's forcing Dystopia just back, and it's just giving them space to work with. Seeing it again, Elias taking the duel with Jams. He's not even worried about this in the slightest. slowly pushing the payload towards them. Just enough pressure to work out in their favor.
Utilizing cover and terrain exceptionally well there. Seems like we're about to get into the swing of things. A decent wall, but Central Pan just moves parallel to it. Not going to be blocked off by that one at all. Stuck at a bit of a stalemate, which is always going to be a little bit better for our defenders' Dystopia. Of course, we have to think about the ultimates and think about Crew's health bar as well. We do get the Suzu Force. Is this an opportunity for VanirQuick to push in?
And Jams falls to Elias so much for that hit scan counter. He was not having it in the absolutely Zoro. Big damage onto Javi here. Goes for the backline and executes Javi. Evil Toaster is so low. Zoro taking the duel with Evil Toaster and he falls. Crew also going down as well. Alfie pops the Kitsune Rush, but it doesn't matter.
Zen not working out. We're gonna... They are. They absolutely are. Yavi going to go back over to the Alari. And Zoro does get a bit too big for his britches. Evil Toaster able to stem the momentum slightly. There's an opportunity for Dystopia to try and come out of spawn and get some pressure in this 4v5. But they got split spawn. Some of them got spawned first point. Some of them got spawned second points. They're not even able to congregate exactly the way they want to. There's going to be stereo...
Oh my god!
Never mind, that's a combo of a century.
Okay. Turns out the captain's son is just as strong as the protocol from from EMEA, and Team VanirQuick are just gonna sit on the payload to close out game 2. Unbelievable. The explosive damage there from Kale was just too much from Vanir for Dystopia to deal with. GG.
Hey, that wasn't play of the game. What are you talking about,
I'm surprised.
Bro? What are you talking about? Absurd work, and I mean, you can see by the stats at the end. Jams was trying; they were doing their best, but it was always going to be a difficult opportunity. The fire pick did cause a lot of extra problems. Plus, whenever you go to, I mean, Sigma has been making somewhat of a resurgence recently. In terms of the meta, being able to be utilized in a lot more spots than he previously would have otherwise, and Central Pan is very comfortable on that role. The amount of stuns that we saw into the opposing gravitic flux, they were substantial and they were numerous. It seems mostly like this is going to be a regular day at the office, a nice, clear and quick, as the name would imply, 3-0 win for VanirQuick. Unless Dystopia are able to pull something out of their hats now, but you have to think of the first 2 maps have been relative domination. So I'd be very surprised if that were to happen.
Yeah, it was very well played from Team Vanir there. Excellent use, or winning out the Sigma duel was very impressive there for Central Apan. And I must say, Elias just kind of not giving a damn about being counterpicked by the Ash or the EMEA, and still just applying the pressure was just simply all Vanir needed. Like Elias was popping off, he definitely was, but he could have just continued to just do damage, and it was working out completely fine for Vanir. And as you saw there, Kale and Zoro, disgusting pressure onto the backline for Team Dystopia. It just works out for them in game 2 here. Just excellently well played.
It has been excellent. It has been difficult as well for Dystopia. Of course, it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system when you come from Expert and you come into Masters, and this is the caliber of opponent that you have to face. The problem is there's going to be more. So it's definitely strong experience for a team like Dystopia. It's also going to be a trial by fire for them. We are looking at what our third and, if we're being realistic with ourselves, our third and probably final map is going to be. We can see that the pick was Runa Sapi. Again, quite a standard push map. A lot of push maps don't have tons of distinction between them necessarily. So Runa Sapi a perfectly fine option here, though interestingly, obviously, no going over towards hybrid, no going over towards flashpoint, suggests that we want to play maybe a faster style. In terms of our bans, I think we should have those relatively soon. We're going to be able to see them. I do not blame the Sigma ban. I do not blame the Sigma ban at all from Dystopia. It's formed the basis of their team compositions. For VanirQuick, having Central Pan as your main anchor, the Sigma, where every other character can thrive because of that. Reaper ban coming out from VanirQuick. Well, this is a... Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a protect ban, because obviously it's second, but I can't see necessarily the massive value that Reaper would get here. Of course, it could deny a Zarya style if you're trying to play Zarya and go for bubble TPs. Is that style going to be particularly popular here? When you have so many options available to you, like the Mauga, like I was saying. I think, yeah, with the Sigma gone, Mauga always finds his way back somehow.
Yeah, so it seems Team Vanir here is going to play a little bit more of I don't know. I wouldn't call this rush, but I think Team Dystopia here is playing a little bit more of closer to a rush-esque sort of comp where they're kind of running at you with a lot of HP. I think Team Vanir here is going to be looking for a lot of quick picks early, as in the name. But I think Vanir is just playing so perfectly. I think this is still very much in their favor here. The Maugas are going to play their little duels. Meanwhile, I think Team Vanir are just going to find their picks early. And Crow falls from Kale, as well as Jamal here from Elias. Elias going crazy. Almost one-clipping Javi. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was on the money here. Getting that quick pick early is exactly what Team Vanir is looking to do here.
Adaptation has to come out from Jamal to go over to the Tracer, try and deal with Elias. An existential threat clearly on whatever DPS hero they choose to be playing. Tomek's in an intriguing spot there, caught out. The character with 2 invincibility, don't die abilities does run into the enemy team and die. We question exactly how that happens, so it's a 4v5 situation for Dystopia, hopefully one they can capitalize on.
Big damage coming from Jams here. He finds his pick onto Central App End. Javi and Jamal both falling, though, so is this going to be good enough for Team Vanir? Kale as well, just a little too low to get away from Jams. I think we're going to push this point all the way back to the midpoint here. Jams and Alfie looking a little low. They're going down. I think Vanir are going to recover this fight, though. Good comp plays and forces Crew to just back off. Is he gonna fall? The bomb comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. The bike coming out here from Zoro. Can he get the pick onto Alfie as he's low? Now I think he's just out. That's a Kiriko classic.
Yeah, now we secure the forward spawns. We secure them very quickly as well. We have been able to catch out Elias. Jamal going to get the better of Zoppiz at number for a moment to force another 4v5 situation. But we saw earlier, VanirQuick, they're not particularly afraid of said situation. Seems like right now they're just running circles around Dystopia. They're going to try and combo up the rushes with the Kitsune rush. And yeah, it damn well works.
Yep, triple kill here in favor of Team VanirQuick. Big damage here onto Jamal. Alfie going down as well. This is looking rough for Team Dystopia here. Not what you want to see here in Game 3. Especially with forward spawns. This is quite rough. Although, I will say, all ults are available for Team Dystopia here. They can press a couple of Q, and then we're good to go for the rest of the game. So, can they find the picks? Cage fight coming out here from Crew. Is he going to get the pick on a Zoro? Yes, he is. Tomex falls, as well as Jams, though. Central Apan going down. I think Vanir are going to back off, just taking what they can get. I think Jams is, Kale is just going to push a little bit further, regroup with this team. They do have the forward spawns, so very well played from Team Vanir, and they only use 2 ults from Team Dystopia.
Yeah, I like the discipline there. It's so easy when you have 5 ults, just spam all of them when you're down that much, but no, they only utilize what they need. So they still have a Kitsune Rush, likely the most impactful ult that they have for them. Kale, perhaps a Kekai Sanctuary to help defend here, but they're going to have to play within it, and that's going to be a tricky thing to do.
Zoro goes down early. Crew also falling. That's not good for Team Dystopia. You want your Mauga alive. Javi falling as well. Tomex also going down. It's just blow for blow here. Can Central Appen deal with the abuse from Jamal? And he can, because Elias is going to completely shut that down. Vanir is just disgustingly well played. This is very, very clean play from this team.
Are we going to make an adaptation, go over to the Jetpack Cap, combo up with the Bastion? There's nothing on VanirQuick that can control this guys too easily. Zoro's going to have some say in this, but not enough to stop Kale from being deleted from the game. And it seems like this switch up in style has gotten some early value from Dystopia. Even if Zoro's able to get Alfie here, the initial early pick and the swap definitely caught VanirQuick off guard.
Yes, sir. The Cat Bastion is rough to see here, but you got to do what you got to do. We do have the
no shame in trying to win. No shame in trying to win.
No, sir. We're here trying to win. Jams does have the Bastion ult available. However, I think it's just more beneficial that they play for the combo with the Cat. Elias has bomb. Actually, most of VanirQuick have their ults available except for Kale. Crew forced off.
Crew's having a horrible time.
Yes, he is. He's just getting bullied left, right, and center, poor guy. Jams is dueling Zoro. It's not going in his favor. The bomb's coming out from Jams. It looks like it doesn't matter too much. Kitsune Rush coming out from Tom X. Zoro pops ult as well. The Cat is forced to back off as well. Zoro's really good at contesting this Cat Bastion combo. Tom X falling. Jamal gets a double kill. Very well played from him. We're bullying out Central Appen. Can he get out? I think he is. And well played defense from Team Dystopia.
Yeah, Jamal's
having issues.
Jamal was the hero of that fight and definitely did a great job. We're actually going to be hiding our Bastion here to try and go for an assassination play. It works to force the Kiri into a rough position, but then we get trapped up and we have the stereo cages coming out. Which one's going to get more value?
And it looks like the answer is going to be Cruz as I think we're going blow for blow here. Yes, we are. 4 members of VanirQuick as well as Tom X is also going down. Excellently well played from Team Dystopia here. Popped a couple of ults and they turned it around in their favors. Very well played from this team here. Looks like we're starting our push here. Excellent. Jams does have his ult available, but I don't think we have too much here from Vanir. However, Elias has been very good. Elias and Zoro have been very good about getting pressure onto the backline. So, I mean, I'm not sure. Anyone's game still.
Echo Sanctuary comes out from Kale. Does not matter if you're Jams, though. You're not going to face any amount of respect to that. The problem is the power cycle of the Bastion is so temperamental that when you use that form and the Cat Pocket is gone, then, you know, what are you going to do aside from just die? Now your dynamic duo is gone from the game. Alfie able to help out a little bit, but Crew taken down. Means
oh my god!
Is going to be worth 12 for Central Pan. And yeah, we get a biker snipe. Then no, that was a possibility. Tell me when Overwatch came out 10 years ago, right? Derwin, tell me when Overwatch came out 10 years ago, you would tell me, yeah, you can just throw a motorbike at people in the future. Don't worry about it.
Listen, I've been here for 10, almost 11 years now, and if you looked at me 11 years ago and said, yeah, you can snipe someone with a motorbike, I would have looked at you. Oh my god, no! The Bastion combo shuts down Zoro's ult. Brutal to see. Oh my god, this game is awesome.
And they kite the Kitsune Rush by just using the cat and the tether to get him out of the way. And then we try and collapse onto the Bastion, but Dystopia are going to collapse right back, take Tomex out of the equation, force Central Pan away, get themselves a relatively easy fight on the point. And even then, VanirQuick are still finding picks. I think VanirQuick, they're going for some aura farming plays, which, I mean, if I was up 100 meters against a team like Dystopia, you know, I don't blame them. But they do have to be very wary of Dystopia's ult bank. They're going to have everything. They were very good at pacing their ults earlier to hold on to the defense. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to do something similar for their attack now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think this is... I wouldn't say this is off the board for Team Dystopia here, especially with the cage match coming out. Pulse Bomb coming out as well onto Central Appen. It looks like it doesn't matter. Team VanirQuick's HP bars are falling very quickly, as you see here in Central Appen. Tom X going down as well. Alfie goes, but I don't think that matters in the slightest, as we're getting a lot of pressure here. Kale going down as well with Zoro. Elias, I think, is going to be forced to back off, but he's taking the duel with Crew. He's just taking. He doesn't care. He sees 720 HP in front of him and thinks, yeah, I'd win. I'd win. And it looks like the answer might be yes. No, Crew got stuck.
That's the problem. I was going to say, these fights are just too scrappy to maintain for Dystopia. Yes, they're doing well. Yes, they're getting picked. But if they get traded out, remember how much of a deficit that they're in. And losing Alfie sure as hell ain't going to help them either. We drop our Bastion out of the sky. Falls like a ton of bricks. And surely it's an opportunity for VanirQuick to get a quick kill here. That they will with the spree from Zoro.
Yes, sir. Cage match comes out from Central App End here. And it looks a little bit more efficient here. As Crew goes down from that. That's a very valuable pick for Team VanirQuick here. Elias taking his duels, and Zoro gets himself a cheeky little double kill and gets the second bike snipe onto Jamal. I can't believe that's a sentence I can say in the Big 26.
It's unbelievable work. There's only limited tools that Dystopia have if they want to maintain their defense. Maybe a carpet bombing from the Bastion with the artillery, or some explosive action from Jamal, who has been pretty good with these pulse bombs so far. Overtime situation now. Stick onto Jams has done just enough damage to make that work. But again, we're trading. It's too much. It's too scrappy for Dystopia. They have to be perfect from here on out, and they have reached anything but with so many members falling.
Yes, sir. Alfie going down as well. Can Dystopia turn this around? We're getting a little bit of push here, but I think this is just a desperate attempt as Jamal goes down from the charge from Central Apan. Kales just blows ult just because it looks like it is over, and VanirQuick with a very clean 3-0 GG.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we were expecting, to be honest. VanirQuick are definitely a cut above here. Team Dystopia did well for themselves. I want to pay a special credit. Of course, there are a lot of bright spots, but Jamal, especially with the Tracer performance on this last map, was putting in a lot of work, was making things very competitive with Elias, who, as we said, was doing so well throughout the entirety of this match. If I had to give anyone a play of the match, though, I'm very torn between Centralpan and Elias. Centralpan sort of had the aura, I suppose, and the exertion over the team, and maybe in the more macro sense was the more impressive player. But also Elias's performance on Pharah alone, and then on the Tracer in that last map as well, would entitle him to a play of the match, as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, it's a joint play of the match. Why not? We're going to say Centralpan and Elias. We're going to be nice like that. It's a day of giving, Derwin.
Listen, I think you're absolutely objectively right. However, a double bike snipe onto a Tracer from Zoro there, I can't overlook. Come on, that's just a little too clean.
That was hype.
That's just a little too clean. So I think my personal goes to Zoro, but I believe in general, Team VanirQuick, excellent, well played. All of them. It was a GG, good effort, and I think we're going to take this to our credits from our production crew who do an awesome job here. We had the wonderful JO2 Cool, myself, and the wonderful Edgar the Ruiner, as well as the general VanirQuick. I believe our observers were KPJ. I don't think we had any other observers.
KPJ and KPJ basically.
I think it was just KPJ. I thought there was some other people, but I think we ran into many issues. Did an excellent job tonight. GGs can't do it without them. And anything else to say before we end the stream tonight?
No, nothing else. Thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, it was a quick matchup, but hey, that's exactly what we promised you, right? That's exactly what the team is all about. Keep tuning in, keep followed to find more VanirQuick content. We will be having weekly Face It Masters matches produced and casted for you. So thanks so much for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you.
GG!